I think we would be remiss without mentioning Good Vibrations because
Oh yeah.
Brian Wilson wanted that to be the perfect pop song. And it had an amazingly complex arrangement, really innovative instrumentation, and the vocals was just layered beautifully throughout the whole song.
He did not use any of the Beach Boys on it, except for Carl Wilson's lead vocal and then maybe some harmonies. They didn't play any of the instruments. The Wrecking Crew, although they had played on other Beach Boy
Right.
songs as well, it was the Beach Boys had no involvement whatsoever in terms of doing instruments on Good Vibration. It was all done through Brian in the studio, and then of course the Wrecking Crew, which was Hal Blaine and Carol. What's her name?
Kay.
You know her name.
Carol Kay.
Carol Kay, thank you. I kept thinking
And Glenn
Carol Kay.
Campbell.
No.
Yep.
Glenn Campbell was another part of that. Tommy Girardi, was he the? But there was like a whole slew of session musicians who.
Yeah.
There's even
Leon
documentaries
Russell.
about it. Leon Russell.
Leon
Yeah, these
Russell.
were all people who
Yeah.
had some involvement with what they called LA's Wrecking Crew. And they
Wrecking
basically
Crew,
would
yeah.
just go in and put down the instruments on songs by artists like, God, Paul Revere and the Raiders, the Beach Boys, the Mamas and the Papas, it added that whole, Simon and Garfunkel, I think. They did a couple of songs involving the Wrecking Crew.
Oh yeah, and there were so many people who played with the Beach Boys. Particularly after Dennis died, but Dean Torrance played with them.
Yes, he toured with them for a while.
He
from
toured
Jan
with them
and
for a
Dean.
while.
Yes.
Of Jan and Dean.
Right,
That was after Jan's accident.
right. And Dean Torrance
So-
actually sang the high falsetto part on Barbara Ann.
Yeah.
That was Dean
you remember-
Torrance, not one of the Beach Boys that hit that high
You remember
falsetto.
that late 70s, very early 80s parody of Barbara
Bomb
Ann?
Iran, bomb,
Bum, 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 Iran. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah.
We we
Shouldn't have said
shouldn't-
that. I may have to cut that. But
No, you could leave it in because it's the truth.
oh, it is.
We
it is.
didn't necessarily agree with it. Some Americans did, some didn't. But
Well, yeah,
you
we
know.
definitely needed to get the hostages out of there.
there was also, I remember, a guy named Steve Disco Dahl out of Chicago who not only was famous for burning disco records at Comiskey Park during the intermission of a White Sox game, but
With the Texas Rangers.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was the Rangers.
It was with the
that played
Texas
there.
Rangers, yeah.
Yeah.
Chicago had to
and-
forfeit that game.
Right. Yeah, but because they set fire to the infield or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, they
Uh-huh.
burned a whole bunch of disco records. Well, anyway, Steve Disco Dahl was also famous for doing a song to the tune of My Sharona by the Knack, where it was called My Atola. And he goes, "Ooh,
Oh.
you've got a funny beard, a funny beard. Oh, na 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 na, My Atola."
Oh, gosh. Oh, I miss those parody songs.